Hello students, let us continue to study the chapter pollution of air and water. So in our previous class we had just seen an introduction to the deteriorating air quality and how the environment has been changing. Today let us learn what do we mean by this word air pollution. So in the previous class we had done an activity where you all were supposed to find the difference in the quality of air, and they'd given us different instances of the residential area and the industrial area. So from those instances we had drawn out that sometimes the air becomes contaminated by unwanted substances. Now, in this case, the unwanted substances can be in the form of smoke, which usually we get while burning any any substance for that matter. Those fumes which come, the smell which comes from that, it is not good. We will, it will be some irritation for us, and we will start coughing, and we can even get some respiratory problems because we are constantly if we are in that atmosphere, and which has a harmful effect on both living, that is we, the animals, and the non-living, not just the living beings but also the non-living things which are getting affected. It is referred to as air pollution. Now let us see, how does air get polluted. Now, the substances which contaminate the air are called air pollutants. Which contaminate means which can say which spoil the air, which deteriorates the normal quality of air. That is called as air pollutants. Now, sometimes such substances come from natural sources like smoke and dust arising from forest fires or volcanic eruptions. Okay, so they've given some natural sources like smoke. We had learned that there are in forest fires, what happens? There is a lot of smoke in that case, and then also they have said about volcanic eruptions. So with that, whenever we have volcanic eruptions, there is smoke as well as dust also. Then pollutants are also added to the atmosphere by certain human activities. That is, what activities we do. We will burn our garbage. So just to get rid of it. And what happens? We are unnecessarily deteriorating the quality of air by unnecessarily burning those substances. Now, the sources of air pollutants are factories from which we get different things. So those will have seen maybe even outside the factories, so much of smoke is there outside. Then they are usually black in color. How they become all black in color? It is because all the smoke starts getting deposited on their walls and it becomes all black. Then power plants, power plants from which we get energy, maybe for to generate electricity, which is in then used for different purposes. Then automobile exhausts, that is from where we can see this black color, soot like substances which come out, especially from a diesel vehicle, like big vehicles like trucks and old buses. Usually you can see all black color, smoke like thing which is coming black. Then burning of firewood and dung cakes. Now, in our houses, maybe we will be using firewood, and whenever we burn firewood, what happens? There is a smoke which is generated along with it, and because of that, Now, the government has urged us to make use of cleaner fuels like LPG gas. So, there are many initiatives taken by them so that we reduce our pollution by making use of cleaner fuel. There is an activity which is given, that is 18.2. So you might have read in the newspapers that respiratory problem amongst children are rising day by day. So conduct a survey of households in your neighborhood and among friends to find out how many children are suffering from respiratory problems. So this you all can easily conduct in your own neighborhood. You all can go and ask them in case they are having some respiratory problems like asthma, etc. So you can just do this activity. It will be an eye opener even for you all. How many children are also suffering because of the deteriorating quality of air. Now, many respiratory problems are caused by air pollution. Let us now try to find out the substances or pollutants which are present in the polluted air. Have you noticed how rapidly the number of vehicles is increasing in our cities? Yes or no, children? We have seen that now nearly every household will have one car, will have their own personal vehicle, maybe a two-wheeler or a four-wheeler, because they do not want to travel by public transport, which was there earlier, or maybe they do not want to go any place which is even at a walkable distance. They would not like to go walking, but they will like to make use of motor vehicles in order to do that. And what happens is we increase the motor vehicles or vehicles, is that we are just giving way to increase pollution. We ourselves are giving way to pollution because we know vehicles produce high levels of pollutants like carbon monoxide, which is very, very dangerous. Then carbon dioxide, even we also give out dioxide during respiration. Then nitrogen oxides again, which is not good, and smoke. Now, carbon monoxide is produced from incomplete burning of fuels such as petrol and diesel. Now, generally, which vehicles we run on works on petrol and diesel. Now, incomplete burning of fuels, maybe your vehicle has some problem. Maybe you have not done maintenance of your vehicle. You have not maybe cleaned it properly inside. Because of this, what is happening is fuel is unnecessarily not getting consumed properly, and because of that there is release of a very, very harmful gas, a poisonous gas, which is carbon monoxide. And they've said also that it reduces the oxygen carrying capacity of the blood. So if in case we inhale that poisonous gas, what happens is it will come and bind with our blood, and we can also die if we are in constant exposure to this poisonous carbon monoxide gas. The substances which contaminate the air. So these are some pictures, which is the smoke released from a factory, which you all have. I'm very sure you all must have seen this. And even here you can see the amount of smoke which is caused because of this automobile. Now there is, do you know, if vehicles registered in Delhi are lined up one after the other, the total length would be nearly equal to the combined lengths of the two longest rivers in the world, Nile and Amazon. So see children how many vehicles we have just in one place, that is Delhi. So imagine if we see all the states, that is all the 29 states what we have in a country, how much are we causing this air pollution? Now, Bujo remembers seeing a thick fog layer in the atmosphere, especially during winters. This is smog, which is made up of smoke and fog. So combination of smoke and smoke is called as smog. Now smoke may contain oxides of nitrogen which combine with other air pollutants and fog to form smog. So how it is smog is formed is, we know that smoke will have some oxides of nitrogen, and these oxides, what happens, they will combine with other air pollutants, like we have said carbon monoxide, etc., carbon dioxide, and they will combine with fog. Fog is usually seen in winters. Because of that, we can see no white color in the sky. We are not able to go from one place to another because of that. Now, this smog is very dangerous. Why? Because the smog causes breathing difficulties such as asthma, cough, and wheezing in children. That it is hugely more threatening to our children because it is causing lot of breathing difficulties. I told you all first only, there are many respiratory disorders because of air pollution. Now, many industries are also responsible for causing air pollution. Like the petroleum refineries are a major source of gaseous pollutants like sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide. Now, the sulfur dioxide is produced by a combustion of fuels like coal in power plants. Now, we know, children, we use coal to generate energy. But when you're using this, what happens? It is creating pollution. Now, it could cause respiratory problems, including permanent lung damage. Okay, it is so very harmful. Now, other kinds of pollutants are chlorofluorocarbons, that is CFCs, which are used in refrigerators, air conditioners, and aerosols. So the CFCs are used in these products usually for cooling. Now the CFCs damage the ozone layer of the atmosphere, and we know, children, that this ozone layer will protect us from harmful ultraviolet rays of the sun. And we know this ultraviolet rays from the sun can cause so much of skin problems. We can get skin cancer because of this ultraviolet. Now, have you all heard of the ozone hole? Now, try to find about it. This can be a small homework, children. You all can find some information about the ozone hole. But thankfully, less harmful chemicals are now being used in place of CFCs. So now the government has banned the use of CFCs in most of the products, and they are using different other alternatives so that we can combat with air pollution. So in today's class, we have learned about what do we mean by air pollution and what are the air pollutants and how this air pollution is causing a lot of respiratory problems, especially among the children. Thank you, students.